All right. Welcome back to week 2, episode 2 of the Wheaton South Sports Cast. You guys loved the first one, and that was nice for me, your co-host DJ Almada, and my co-host Ryan Frank. It was awesome to see that you guys loved it. And we're back with another week. We got 2 amazing guests and some great some news, shocking, some exciting, and gonna mix it up. Ryan, how we doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I let DJ do the intro today. It said it mean a lot to him.
Woo,
But
it did.
yeah, he said it already, but just the feedback that the Wheaton Warrenville South community was giving us, it meant a lot, and we're glad you guys liked it.
Yeah, absolutely. So so before we get started, we have some things we would like to cover
Yeah,
real
I'll
quick.
give you a little rundown of what we got going today. So we're gonna start off with just some Wheaton Warrenville South current news, what's going on in the school, and then we have 2 special interviews. One with Lizzie, is it Chiesa or Chiesa? I don't even know.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
okay, it's
is.
very unprofessional, but we got Lizzie from the volleyball team, and then we got Kevin Stumbris from the boys soccer team, and then for the end of the episode, just Ryan and DJ's soapbox. We're just gonna talk about
What's going on?
just some stuff.
Just some stuff.
That's what makes the show. All right, so I think we should kick off with probably the biggest news going
Biggest
on right
news.
now. And once again, I mean, every year I feel like it's the same thing. But the speech team, they're winning state. Just like it's rolling out of bed and eating breakfast. And it's just they do it every day, every year. It's incredible.
It's awesome. I mean, it's like, especially this year, the first like state series that happened.
Yeah, for sure.
South took
Like
it,
no
so
matter
setting
the
the tone.
circumstances, they came, they spoke, and they conquered.
Yeah, they sure did. And so really congratulations to them. That's that's awesome. I'm glad Wheaton South got off to a great start. In other news, this happened very recently yesterday. And so football team right now is weightlifting maxing, and we have a new bench press record for the school. Connor
Yes,
Kelty.
history was made yesterday. Connor Kelty repped out 335 pounds for 2 reps, which equivalates to a converted 350-pound bench press,
And that is
which
the
is
record
good
for
enough for
school
first all
history.
time. It's incredible. Connor,
So
he's worked hard ever since he stepped onto campus here at South, and I'm just happy to see him on top now.
and he's a fan of the podcast, so good for
Oh,
you, Kelty.
absolutely, yeah.
Speaking right to him.
And then, so we had basketball guys on last week, and since they came on, I believe they have not lost. The boys team went 3-0 with wins over St. Charles East, Wheaton North, and Batavia. And I believe the girls team is also 4-0. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe they beat Glenbard East, Wheaton North, Batavia, and Lake Park.
It's
So
the
great job,
podcast.
guys. It's the podcast bump. You come on the podcast and you're gonna play great.
That whooping against Batavia that the boys team gave feels great. Love to
Yeah,
see that.
one of my new favorite things. I think I just discovered this morning, but like I was going on Twitter trying to like just like see the outcome of the score, and then I see on like Batavia's like basketball account, tough loss to a great Wheaton Warrenville South team. Really a great learning experience for our guys. And I'm just thinking like, what did you learn? That you're just
That
not a
terrible
good team? That
basketball.
you like can't compete with us? Like, okay.
Yeah, I just hope that sets the tone for the football season, man. It's gonna be a fun game.
Yeah, Batavia football is probably a bigger challenge than basketball, but hey, we don't care who we play. We're not afraid of you.
Exactly.
We're not. All right.
Are we
Think we
ready
should get
for
our
our first
first.
guest?
Yeah, first guest. Want to get around?
Yeah, she will be joining us any second now. So yeah, Lizzie. I'm gonna go with Chiesa. That's what I'm gonna stick with. Maybe that can be a question for right off the bat.
Okay.
Wow, record time. Nice. She's here already.
Here she is.
Lizzie, how we doing?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Now we're having a little issue. Do you say CH or is it like a k sound for your last name?
Oh, it's Chiesa.
Yeah.
Like a key, like to unlock
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Well, glad we got that out of the way first.
Yeah, there's a lot of weight off the shoulders there.
But Lizzie, so you are on the varsity volleyball team, definitely one of their top players. What are some of your expectations for this season?
Yeah, so last season we had a really good run. We got second in state. And I feel like we do have a lot of upcoming talent. We're going to be a little bit of a younger team this year. So I think we're just going to start to build the program again. So after I leave next year, the year after, we can start to rack up those wins, especially when we can have a state series.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you just touched on it. So the state championship run last year, you guys took second, as you just said. So what was that like, and do you think that'll carry on this year? How will that help this year with your team?
Oh, well, that was like so fun. Like I can't even describe it, but I mean, I hope we can get really far. Obviously, like I said, there isn't a state series, but we're just going to try our best to maybe win our conference or something, or get some kind of impact to pay back the girls that did so much for us last year.
Yeah. The elephant in the room, coronavirus, COVID, big impact on the season. So what have you been able to do like during the off season as a team, or even the past few weeks, just to try to get ready for this season?
So we've been having contact days, usually 1 to 2 times per week. We had them during the fall, and then we took a little break, and then we started back up again. But we have some players playing club right now, so we've just been practicing with our club teams and going to contact days when we can. So yeah.
Oh, nice. So you, how many people are doing club, other than?
It's like me, Darby Harris, Lily King. If you guys know Becca Bello, she's a freshman. And then we have a lot of like juniors and sophomores in club.
Nice.
So yeah, good to hear you guys are still being able to play no matter what. So what position are you exactly?
So I'm an outside hitter. I don't know if you guys are familiar with volleyball or anything.
We don't know too much about volleyball.
Okay,
so why don't you just explain it like we're 5? Are you a bumper, a setter, or a spiker?
Yeah, so you have your passers, or like whatever you want to call it, and then you have your setters, and then like your hitters are like your spikers or whatever. So an outside hitter is a combination of passing and hitting. So they'll play along the front row hitting, and then along the back row passing too.
Okay,
that covers that. You guys have some mean spikers on your team?
Hopefully we can get some stuff done this year. We're really focusing on defense too. We have a new libero coming in this year, so hopefully that libero is like your main passer. So
is that the one that wears the different color shirt?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, see, I knew that.
Yeah, defense wins championships. Good. I'm good you guys focus on that. All right, so I've been hearing a lot of this, a lot of that from both sides. So I just want you to clear the air for everyone that listens to the podcast, all millions of people. Is Zaina in or out?
I knew you guys were going to ask me this. So Zaina plays for a really competitive club team. And so her club team wanted her to play for her club full time rather than not do high school. And then a couple days ago, we were talking, and she was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna miss all this stuff. Like I really miss it." So she's working it out with Schreier, but she might be able to come back for the spring break games, and then a couple other matches during the season when she's not practicing with her club team.
That's good to
hear. So we will be able to have her possibly for a little bit, not the whole season, but I mean, we can take what we get.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, she's going on to do bigger things, going to D1 BYU, so.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to cut her some slack.
If prepare for them, yeah.
Yeah. And then, so last question here. Do you guys think you could beat the boys team? Just straight up.
Just be honest. It's okay. We love that. We love drama here on the podcast.
Boys and girls volleyball is a very different sport. Obviously,
no, it's not. It's volleyball.
Listen, stop dodging the question. You don't have to be nice.
So, well, they have a different height. Like their net is higher. because they're taller, can jump
I didn't
higher,
know that.
stuff like that. But when we were running in the state series, Schreier did actually have the boys come in, and I mean, we played to them as much as we can, but at the end of the day, yeah, they can jump higher, they can hit harder, they can set better. I don't really know what to say.
That's a tough question.
That's a tough question.
Yeah, you guys put me on the spot.
Hey, it's not about the size of the dog in the fight. It's about the size of the fight and the dog.
In the dog.
So
I
if you
know
want it
you're
more
saying
than
that
they
in the
do,
wrestling room, yeah.
anything could happen.
It's probably going to be hard to arrange an official settle to that this year, especially with COVID and everything. But man, I'm sure everyone would love to see it.
Yeah, and the boys team last year was going to do really well. They were probably going to win state, so that was a bummer to not be able to watch them play and stuff. And that would
They
have
were
been
gonna win state.
Are you
They were
serious?
I mean, they were ranked really high in like Max Prep's like preseason stuff. Like they had Zio Meyer, he's a setter at BYU, and then they have like Josh Gottlieb, he plays for Loyola, and that's also one of the biggest men's volleyball programs in the country. So yeah, they were definitely going to do really well last season. I know Schreier was a little bummed about that, so he's really pushing for a good season this year. We're averaging about 4 games per week, so we'll see how that goes.
When do games start for you guys?
I believe our first game is March 16th.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Nice. So a couple more weeks to get ready.
Yeah.
And you touched on like 4 games a week. How is that different from a normal season? Like I know volleyball is still kind of like compact. We play a bunch of games a week, but is 4 like drastically differently?
We usually in a regular season we would have 1 game a week, and then maybe we would have a tournament on the weekends, or we would have 2 or max 3 games per week. But yeah, 4 games a week is going to be a little bit difficult, especially for the kids that are playing club on the weekends. But I'm going to take as much as I can get. I was telling Schreier, like, the more the merrier. Like, it's my last season. Like, I'll take the risk of getting injured, honestly. I just want to play.
Yeah, it's been crazy for all sports. Are there going to be any tournaments for you guys this year because of COVID, or are those pretty much out?
No, we're not registered in any tournaments. I think some other schools, I think Marist is registered in a tournament, but we're not.
Hey, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Can't be taking risks like this. Every day is a blessing.
Well, it was great to hear from you. I hope everything goes well, and good luck to you guys in the season. Thank you so much for coming on. It was awesome.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thanks for having me. Thank you, guys.
Actually, I do have a quick question for Lizzie.
Here we go.
So Lizzie, Mr. Brennan, nice to virtually meet you. New to Wheaton Warrenville South here, business education / producer of the Wheaton Warrenville South Sports Cast. So just out of curiosity, what's your future? Do you plan to play collegiately, or what's going to be like for you after Wheaton Warrenville South?
Yeah, so I am going to play in college. I'm still in the recruiting process. I'm not committed yet. I'm hoping to commit by the end of March. So we're going to see how that goes. But yeah, I am going to play in college.
So any scouts out there, there's still time if you want to get Lizzie on your team.
You heard it here.
Yeah, and what suitors are in the process right now in pursuit of Lizzie Chiesa?
Yeah, what's any schools that you've applied to that maybe you'd like to? Yeah, who's going after Lizzie?
I can't really say at the moment. I'm talking to this one school in New York and one in Virginia, but I mean, you guys know how it goes. I can't really spill all the secrets until I'm committed yet.
You got to keep it confidential.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think it would be a hit show if we could have Lizzie Chiesa come back onto the cast and make her decision potentially right here on this platform in the future.
That would be awesome. Would you be down to do that?
I guess we'll see. We'll see.
Don't feel like you have to if you don't want to do that, but that would be really cool.
Yeah, I'll see.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on.
It, yeah.
All right. See you, Lizzie.
All right. See you later.
Thank you, Lizzie.
Yeah. All right. That was
pretty good.
That was pretty solid.
She's a good guest.
Great talker. And now it is time for soccer boy
Kevin.
I'm gonna see him and get instantly aggravated and just know it. So yeah, I didn't know boys volleyball was that much of like a
Yeah, I didn't
contender.
either.
I know nothing about volleyball as it is, but boys volleyball is just a different, like, I have no idea what's going on with that.
Well, we both play sports. Like you do track in the spring, I do baseball.
Yeah, that's
And-
true.
Oh, brother.
Oh my goodness, this
Hello,
guy.
hello. Does the audio sound okay?
Yeah,
Very
it's
good.
yeah, you're
Okay,
good.
perfect. All right. What's up, boys?
What's going on, Kevin?
Not
Hey,
much.
hey.
Not much.
Yeah, you doing good today?
I'm doing well. You know, it's a nice day outside, nice and sunny. So it's a great way to start the Wednesday morning. You know.
All right, so Kevin, for the audience that doesn't know, you are actually the reigning fantasy football champion in what I consider the most elite fantasy football league at South.
That's true.
How does that winning mentality in fantasy carry over to the soccer field?
Sorry, you broke up. What'd you say at the last part? Okay. Sorry, you were breaking up a bit, but I think it's my end. But definitely, you know, the fantasy mentality of, you know, the last 3 years, I think I've won twice now. I think just the competition in general, knowing I'm going up against, you know, the best of the best in the school, and you know, still reigning supreme. You know, I think that definitely translates over to the field. In that competitive nature. So I think it just keeps me on my heels for anything that goes on in life, you know.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. I just hope that middle year where a certain someone on this podcast defeated you twice in the consolation bracket doesn't intervene with that mentality.
All right.
You and me have a bit of a rivalry in fantasy, Kevin.
Little bit. It seems like every year in the playoffs, it's always comes down to me versus DJ. So luckily for me, you know, I think my record is a winning one. You know, no need to brag or anything there, but I hope I don't have to see him next year. Let's just say that.
All
right. So
enough of that.
now let's talk about. Let's get serious. This is a serious sports podcast.
All right.
This is for real. Stop joking around, Kevin. All right. So what are your expectations for this season? So do you guys have how many returning guys do you have, and how's varsity looking this year? Just overall.
Returning guys, I don't know an exact number, but I'll tell you this: it's a lot more than last year, I believe. We have a lot of returners, and the good thing is we have a lot of returners that have previously played, you know, a couple of varsity games, so they definitely have that experience of, you know, that level of pressure. And expectations for this year, I think we're looking really good. You know, last year wasn't the best year record-wise, but I think we were a little bit of a young team last year, and I think, you know, some leaders emerged through the ranks last year through varsity, and I think we're looking really good, and we're gonna have a good season hopefully, and that's coming up right upon. I think we start the 9th is our first game.
Oh wow!
So we're hoping to have a good season this year. Yeah,
a few weeks out.
Nice.
Yeah, a few weeks. It's coming up close.
Say you're gonna start in a few weeks. There's currently snow on the ground. Can soccer, like, can you guys play in the snow? Like, obviously, if it's just like a light snow, you can play. But like, if there's like a few inches on the ground, like, can you guys still play through that or not?
That's a great question. You know, I think we can still play through snow. They're doing their best to, you know, try and clear off the field, but from what I heard yesterday, I think from the 5th lane out on the track right now, it is still packed with snow, and that it's actually like tilted the track a bit. So there's a little bit of snow and, you know, a little bit of water going onto the field.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think as of right now, we're looking all good. And I think what you said, a light snow, we should be fine. You know, blizzard, then we might have to, you know, rethink if we're going to play or not. But it's looking good right now.
Hey, man, no matter the storm, you gotta play through it.
Do you guys have like an indoor place you can practice?
Yeah, so we're practicing in the field house right now, 2 days a
Okay.
week. So that's really nice. We don't have to go out there in the cold. But I think starting on Monday, just like you guys, I believe we're heading out onto Grange again. So that's gonna be cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So one of the things that every year during the summer when football and soccer are practicing at the same time, I always get excited for the day where you guys do the mile. That's always so. Has COVID impacted that at all? And if not, if you're still doing it, are you ready for it?
Wait, what'd you say? Sorry, it broke up a bit. When we do the what?
The mile. The mile
Oh,
test?
Cooper's test. Yes, the Cooper's test. Yep. So that's Calipari's. That's his bread and butter. I think he's done that every single tryout since he started coaching here. So that's like a 2 mile run. Usually it's outside and it's a nice 8 laps. But this year I think there's talks of doing inside, which is
Still
not
2
looking
miles?
great because yes, still 2 miles. DJ, you can
Oh.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's 18 laps inside.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's not going to be a fun one, I'll tell you that. And it's going to get nice and sweaty in there. So I'm not looking forward to it very much. I don't think I ever look forward to it, but it's just a mountain you got to climb, to get to the other side.
One of my favorite traditions as a track spectator is going to the meets and placing down bets on the 2 mile run. And I can tell you, by watching that many times, it does not look like much fun.
That's very true.
So, obviously with COVID, you guys have to play a bunch of games in a short amount of time. How is that going to be different from normal seasons? Like, how many games do you usually play in a week?
Usually in normal seasons, we'll have about 2 games a week, but they're nice and spread out. So, we definitely have a day or a couple days to recover. This year, the schedule, as you said, it's jam-packed. I think we have a game and then a day or 2 rest and then another game and then a day or 2 rest and then another game. So we're looking at, I think, 3 games a week, 3 to 4 games a week. And I mean, for any sport, recovery is definitely going to be a little bit of an issue this year. Especially with soccer, you're running for 90 minutes a game.
Yeah.
You can't play those full games anymore. We're going to definitely have to rely on, some of our younger kids, some of our juniors and our sophomores to, be able to fill that gap when, maybe some of our seniors have to take a little bit of break. But fortunately for us, we have, a strong group of sophomores and juniors that are looking really good this year. So I don't think that'll be too much of an issue. I think that'll actually give us an advantage in the conference. But yeah, I think we'll be able to deal with the problem of recovery a lot better than some other teams this year.
That's good.
Good to hear. All right. Well, I know our moderator here has a bone to pick with the soccer team, so I don't know what it is.
Okay.
I'm interested to hear it. Mr. Brennan, have at thee.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, again, nothing personal, Kevin. Considering we haven't even met officially, but what is up with all the crying in men's soccer, especially at the professional level? I just don't see the amount of crying at the women's level in the women's game, and it just completely turns me away from the game of soccer. You got like some of these professional athletes, they deserve an Oscar with some of the performances that they put on the field in terms of their crying and faking of injuries.
Yeah, that's definitely, I'm right with you there. I don't like, especially at the pro level, the level of, we call it diving and, faking injuries and stuff like that. I think, personally, I think a lot of people share this opinion and puts, a bad light on the sport, Soccer, surprisingly, it's not as like non-contact as people think. You're going up against 11 kids. You're bound to get some bumps, some bruises, some slide tackles here and there. But yeah, I'm right alongside with you. I don't really like that people fake injuries to get an advantage. I just think it puts a bad light on the sport. I try not to do it. I think most at the high school level, it's not too big of an issue. I think it's more of an issue at the pro level. But yeah, I think it's definitely, it does more bad for the sport than it does good. So I definitely share that opinion with you.
Great answer.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you,
the
thank
correct
you.
answer.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
No, for
Thank
sure.
you, appreciate it.
It's very similar to hoops. I mean, in the NBA, again, like filled with drama queens and prima donnas. But you go down to the college level, it's a super pure game. You come down to the IHSA level, as you see our boys go to battle here every night. So yeah, it's definitely. I agree with you, Kevin. Just giving you a little bit of a hard time. The high schoolers, they're playing it for the love of the game. College, I'm sure as well. It's just kind of once you start making that Lionel Messi money, that's when you can really start to see the tear ducts start to get their use.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Ryan, any other questions for our guest here?
We got one more. So Kevin, I believe my first year ever playing flag football, you were the quarterback, and now you play soccer. Just elaborate why you chose soccer as your main sport.
Oh man. So yeah, I started soccer pretty late. I think I remember those flag football days. I think one of my favorite stories is actually Ryan got flagged for tackling someone in flag football. That was one of my favorite memories that stands out.
That happened
but yeah,
many times.
Yeah. But it's funny
Such a
story. The
Ryan
reason I
thing to
actually
do.
started playing soccer was the reason I actually started playing soccer was because it was all started at Weesbrook Elementary School. Shout out Weesbrook. And we used to play kickball on the baseball field. And I believe, you guys were all, I think Ryan, you guys were all playing Copian at this time, which is like a younger team for soccer. And I remembered all the Copian kids would play on one team and all the like sort of non-soccer kids would play on another team. And we just get absolutely destroyed every time. And I was always like, man, I don't want to keep losing. So I actually came home one day and I was like, Mom, like, I want to join club soccer. And that's where it all started. And, ever since then, I've loved the sport. I'm just glad those kickball days got me into it because, I love it. And
That's
it was definitely a journey at the beginning.
That's a great story.
That is a great story.
Yeah.
I remember
It was definitely a
exactly what
journey.
you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just like in middle school, the little Copian clique would just like just like
cult of soccer kids. The great story.
yeah. not a very proud moment, but
you saw a problem and you're like, oh, I'm gonna fix this myself, and then you did. That's awesome. That's actually really,
yeah. Young problem solver. Thank you.
All right, well, glad to see that your soccer success is carried on to the varsity level of high school.
Absolutely, representing the school.
All right, so Kevin, I think we're good to let you go now. Thanks for coming on, man. Always a pleasure.
Thank you for having me. It was really fun to talk to you guys. I really appreciate it.
And actually, one quick question that I like to ask all our guests. So Kevin, being an upperclassman, being a senior, what are your plans next year?
Next year are, I'm going to college for more academic reasons. I'm not playing soccer in college, unfortunately. Haven't decided on a school yet. Hopefully, fingers crossed, there's the potential to get out of this, cold storm state. But I'm not decided on a college yet, but definitely college next year. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Right on. Man.
Yeah, good luck this season, Kevin. Thank you so much for coming on.
Best of luck this season.
Thank you so much, guys.
Bringing home the hardware.
Yeah, hope so. Fingers crossed. All right, see you, boys.
See ya.
See ya.
Take care, Kevin. Thank you.
Two
wasn't that bad.
Great guests today.
We're kind of poking fun at Kevin, but no, he's a great guy. We love him.
Yeah, really good friend of ours.
And so, yeah, this 2 great interviews, like DJ said. And that's what this podcast is all about, bringing on the faces and voices of the Wheaton South community, and then just letting people know what they're all about.
Absolutely. They're representing not only their sport, but the school, and I feel like everyone so far has done a great job. So it's awesome to have this podcast to showcase everybody and get sports back on the map after the year that we've had.
And one thing that makes this podcast is showing what me and DJ are all about. It's kind of our
Oh, yeah.
stupid personalities and what we like.
You got to know about your hosts.
This last little segment, last week we did the debate about who should take the last shot. This week, we're just going to talk about stuff going on. Ryan and DJ's soapbox. So the first topic, I actually put a tweet out about this. Spring, this weather, like the first week in February and March when it starts to get into the 40s and 50s, you don't really got maybe ditch the sweatpants when you're going outside.
Mm-hmm.
This is my favorite time of year.
Yeah,
basketball's kicking in.
It's so
baseball's
motivating.
Kicking in, and yeah, for sure. Getting out of bed in the morning is not as big a struggle. Everything's great.
You want to be outside because it's just been cold for so long and you've only been inside. And especially now with COVID, everyone's only been inside. So now that the weather's getting nice, it's awesome.
And one of the best things to do outside, a tradition in my neighborhood, is driveway basketball.
Yeah, the Ryan Hood basketball games. When the weather gets nice, sweatpants come off, hoop gets lowered, and dunks start to happen.
Yeah, driveway basketball is always awesome. This past spring, so during the first weeks of COVID, all we were doing was playing basketball, and we were dunking so much that my freaking hoop broke. It just fell over. One day we had a windy day, and I look outside and the hoop's just on the grass.
Thank God it blew that way, not under your car.
Well, yeah, that's probably good too. But no, I'm in the market for a new basketball hoop. I don't know if I'm actually gonna buy one, but I was just kind of looking. There's some portable ones out there for $300-$400, and I mean it's probably not a great investment because I'm gonna be going off to college in next year. But maybe I'll do an impulse purchase and have to buy a hoop.
I mean, we've always got ours at Evan's house, but he's now somewhere else half the time.
I know,
so,
yeah.
Who knows
I gotta pick up the slack. I gotta become the new court.
I'm not gonna be terribly distraught if we don't get driveway basketball, because that is just one of the most demoralizing experiences for me. Of all, you guys are the worst friends of all time and the least supportive people.
Yeah, DJ, you're a trooper. I think basketball's not your sport, man. But anytime we're hey DJ, we need one more guy to play basketball, it's always a yes. It's never a no. You guys are gonna make fun of me. It's always yeah.
I mean, when we're doing free throws for teams, and the team that I would go to cheers when I miss it, it hurts my feelings so much. I've almost gone home 5 times. Don't make it! Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, wouldn't trade those for the world. I love playing driveway basketball with you guys. It's awesome. Just a good time to spend with your friends and all that.
Yeah. One thing, me and the Cunninghams have had this vision of starting a 3-on-3 driveway basketball league in Wheaton for since elementary school. And I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen this year because at least I'm gonna be practicing or playing sports from March whatever until middle of June.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm we're a little booked, but
and one thing we got robbed of was intramurals.
Oh my God.
I
think we should just spend the rest of this podcast talking about intramural basketball.
What we could have been.
I know. Yeah, last year the team, it was me, DJ, Connor, Pat, Keegan, and Jake. And a few appearances from Robert Hollister.
Robert Hollister.
But we were one of, I think we were the 7th seed. So not great. We won some. We had 500, but we were an all junior team, and most of the league is seniors. And so we're thinking, hey, we got all returning starters. Maybe do a little recruiting, get some guys from the transfer market, and we could be competing for the title. But
absolutely,
all for naught.
And yeah, I'm so upset. We were gonna run the table, and that's the same way as driveway basketball for me. Every time I take a shot, but except you guys take intramural basketball a little more seriously.
Yeah, well, at least you know your role in intramural basketball. You know,
Yeah, I take a shot
once the ball's in your hands, get the ball out of your hands. But you play good defense, and you rebound.
And and we can't forget about our amazing intramural returning coach, Cooper Toller.
Cooper Toller,
who would bring a clipboard to every game and stand on the sideline in his little sweater vest with a tie. Really brought life to the sport. It was great.
We were hoping he could do a Bobby Knight, throw the chair on the floor sometime this year if the game got out of hand, but
yeah, so much plans just out the window. we got real sports. Oh.
Yeah. Like, as much as we're talking about like COVID sucked and everything, and it's taken so much away from us, like having that mentality is like, it's not going to get you anywhere. I feel like it's better just to focus on, hey, we actually have a football, a track, a baseball. We have everything going on this year.
A volleyball, a soccer.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we can dwell on what we don't have, or we can be optimistic about what we do have.
Make the most of it. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great way to look at it. I mean, everyone in this state at least has lost their normal season, and I know for football, I know Speech got one thing. I'm happy for them that they got a state series, but we're not getting a state series, so we got to just play for the conference. And it's like we've been playing together, like all this group of guys for ever. And so, I mean, we've been dreaming about the state series forever, but we don't have it. So we just gotta make the most of it. And I'm using that as a metaphor for all sports. I'm not talking about just football. So do what you can to get the best out of what we've been given.
And if you would have told me, like a month ago, even like that we're having every sport's gonna have a season, like I would have said, heck yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. I'm just glad it's happening because it was really looking bad. So just be happy that we're getting our sports.
And then, DJ, you want to wrap this up on a very positive note?
Oh my goodness! All right, Mr. Brennan, lock yourself in.
If you're in the car right now, might want to pull over, put the hazards on. If you're standing up, I'd advise sitting down.
If you have socks on, just secure
make sure they're
tightly.
Securely fastened. Make sure the shoes are tied tight. But anyway,
hide your loved ones.
One of DJ and I's favorite fast food establishments, Taco Bell, is coming out with a crispy chicken sandwich taco. Just let that sink in.
Just sit on that. Is everybody okay?
Okay, I think they're good.
I think everyone's okay.
But yeah, Taco Bell
I'm struggling to stay calm right now.
I know. One of DJ and I's guilty pleasures. And anytime they come out with a new item,
we're a part of the official Wheaton Taco Bell Council.
Yes, yeah. But we're the first ones to get our word out about it. And I have high hopes for it.
I am extremely
Taco
excited.
Bell had their naked chicken chalupa.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't been back since like December of 2018, I think. So it's been a while. But I mean, I love that thing. And now they're coming out with a chicken sandwich taco. I mean, I bet it's gonna be great. It's
gonna be insane. Unfortunately, it's coming out in March, but unfortunately, it's only gonna be in Nashville and I think North Carolina for the testing. But I mean, if that gets passed, I'm just ecstatic to just
road trip
a lot of those.
Oh yeah,
road trip. Wheaton Warrenville South Sports Cast takes to the road, takes to Nashville.
Heck yeah.
I mean, if we can just if it comes out and we have an episode where me and Ryan start with chicken sandwich tacos in our hand, that'd be a dream come true, and I could retire right there from just everything. I think.
Me as well. But yeah, I think that does it for episode 2.
I hope everyone's okay. I hope Grandpa's
the news wasn't too
still kicking after hearing the taco news.
I hope he hasn't fallen off the lazy boy chair. Whoa! Are you serious?
His
Imagine
pickleball
like
game.
Dick Vitale. Are you serious, baby? oh yeah. All right. Anyway.
Yeah, great show today. I'm really happy with how that went.
All right, if you're still listening at this part of the podcast,
thank you.
Some good scoops. Yeah, you're the real ones.
Absolutely. And if you skipped here, you're fine. You're
Yeah, that works too.
No love lost. No love lost. Yeah, real quick, if they are still hanging in, we will. We really did want to get some representatives here for the speech team, but their media tour was a little bit crowded, so they were in high demand this week, as you can imagine, being state champs. Tomorrow we have a parade going around the school for them, so whoever is at school tomorrow, cohort A, and then some of our seniors that are starting to trickle in for 4 days a week. There will be a big celebration for the speech team. But yes, next week we will definitely get some representation on here for the speech team. So this is Titletown, USA, and the speech team is responsible for those titles and that
Yes, sir.
that big statement that we made just as any other sport and any other athletic program here. So much love to them.
Yeah, congrats to them.
I don't throw out this word too much, but I believe dynasty describes the speech team.
Absolutely. Our speech team, South breeds speechers and distance runners. That's what South is known for, just breeding. So yeah, it's great to see. First one of the year, and we took it. So it's a great start for South. Let's keep it rolling. But I think that's it.
Let's end on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.